All right, so we're going to check out this foot bath massager that's collapsible that I just purchased on Amazon. Uh, just got it. I just cut it open. Let's take a look at the unboxing, see what's inside here. Okay, we got the foot bath. Like this. That's all. Okay. So now let's see what's inside of here. Let's open up all the goodies. Okay, so this looks like it's your remote control and your instructions, the obvious. Okay. Let's take this cover off. Let's see what we're dealing with here. Okay, it's a pumice stone, it looks like. Some little plastic rollers, it appears. Let's zoom in on those. These are just some plastic rollers. I guess they could massage your feet, but you got to push them, not automatic or electric. I don't know why you would need that. Just move your feet back and forth as you see fit. Less things to break, I guess, but all right. And from what I've seen, this is where you just rest the controller, because it's remote control, but I understand it's also magnetic. So that's what the controller, upside down, that's what the controller looks like. Got to pull this piece out to pull these clear plastic tongue piece out to activate the battery. Yeah. And so let's throw this off to the side. And then you would just place this right there. See how it's magnetic? It holds on. So, and it just holds into place by a magnet. Okay. Yeah, it holds decent. It's easy. I guess you're not going to lose it that way. That's good. All right, so now that you got that in place, see the plug for your outlet there. 3-prong plug. Medical King, it looks like it's the brand. And this seems to be some kind of a rubberish material, hard plastic on the bottom. As you can see, there are textured bubbles down here on the bottom. Guess here's the jets where the water would be shooting from. This is rubberized. This is hard plastic. This feels like rubber here as well. Okay, so let's see, what do we do? We just pull this up without looking at the instructions. Yep, that's what you do, and that's all it takes to open up the bath full. Okay, so let's see. Goes from a height of about 3-4 inches, which you would collapse it to. You're just holding the bottom, pulling up on the sides. I guess that could be tricky. Come on, stay up. There we go. And now that's together. All right, all open all the way around. Now it's nice and deep enough to get your tootsies in there. All right, so that pumice stone looks like it's going to be good to rub your feet against if you get some hard bottoms on your feet or toes or what have you. This piece right here, if you notice this piece right here, excuse me, that'll just turn open and I guess just sticks down there as a safety of sorts. Just kind of balances in there, and pull the top up a little bit, and then that just kind of rests right there, and it gives a little bit of support, I guess, so prevent the tub from collapsing when you got water in it. Okay, if you were to lean on it or something, you know. I mean, the sides will still collapse on you, it looks like, but I guess it'll try to prevent it. Even if you lean on it, it'll pop back into place automatically, or not. Maybe a piece will just snap off like this, but it looks like that goes right back in. Yeah, right back into place. So I guess I'm being a little rough with it too, so give it a fair chance, especially since this one was much cheaper on Amazon than the competition. This was like $59 or something like that. The others are going for considerably more. So let's give it a fair chance. Put your feet in there, fill it up with your water with some Epsom salt, and then it's got some modes here. Let's fill it up with water, and then let's see what it could do. Now, before we get started with filling it up with water, I just pulled out the instructions on there. Figure I'd give them a little look-see. How much water do I put in there? How much can I put up there? What the full? Okay, so it gives you your thing. Talks about the jets. Let me see, number 3 of the jets. Okay, so these part inside are the jets. That will be these flat pieces where water will be shooting out of. I'm not sure if this is the intake. This is probably where the water is going to come in to the motor and then push out of these 2 jets throughout that whole spa. All right, the foot bath. Let's go over this a little bit. Okay, you got that pumice stone. Yeah, that's 6. That center piece right there, that's your heater and the intake for the water there. And that's it, really. So we got to make sure we flip this down and lift it up before we get started with our collapsible Medical King foot spa. They got a service number there if you should need. I mean, who needs a service number for a foot spa? Massage rollers, remote control. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple. It's not that complicated of a device. So let's see now. The settings we have on here are bubble. You got your on off, your bubble, I guess your timer there, and then this for heat. How hot do you want the water to get? Now, as far as how much water do you put into it, the water line, the water fill line, it's up to here. Okay, so you can see that. I mean, it's painted the same color, or it's not painted, but it's the same color as the plastic. It says maximum fill line is up to here. Okay, so this way when you put your feet in, the water level rises a bit. It's not going to spill out. So you fill it up to that last bend, I guess, the highest bend. That's where you could fill up to. Now we're going to fill up with water. I'm going to show you what she's got. Okay, so I filled her up with water, and it looks like, and I used my shower hose to do it. That's probably the easiest bet. And then that red light, I heard a beeping noise, and then that red light went on inside. Make sure you also have yourself a towel handy so that you could dry off your tootsies when you're done. And so I just added water in here. Let's put that back into place, float it away. And then, so I don't know if that's the heating element that's on or what. Let's take a look and see what that red light does. And it shows being on in this picture too. Or does it just show that it's got power and it's plugged in? Now, it's not a bad idea that you fill it up with warm water already so you don't have to wait for it to warm up on you. Using without the remote. Press power button to turn on. Okay, so where's the power button? Without a remote control. Apparently there's a power button somewhere, and it is on the side. Okay, I see that. So if we were to turn this filled with water. You can see that there's a power button right here on the side. And I guess it's on now. And you could use it without the remote control, I guess, if the batteries go dead. And make sure that you put in not just water. You know, you want to detox your Tootsies. So, you got to baby them, right? That's why you got this thing anyway. Put some Epsom salt in there, maybe about a half a cup to a cup of Epsom salt in there, and that will soften up your feet, your skin on your feet. It'll clean out the Tootsies a bit. That Epsom salt works wonders. All right, so we got that on right now, using that side button. Now let's shut it off with this. Oh, you press the side button again. I guess different features. Now that light just turned yellow inside. It's red again. And then it's off. Okay, so let's see. So using the power button on the side there, you'll hear the buzzer. Press the power button again. The buzzer will beep. The light will turn yellow to a medium temperature. Press buzzer again. It'll beep, turn red to a high temperature. Press power button again, beeps 3 times, and the bubbles will stop. I guess you just shut it off at that point. Now, to use the remote control, okay, once again, it uses a CR2025 watch type battery, not the 2035s, but the 2025 battery. Okay, let's see how the remote works. Let's hit it with the power button. Yay, it works. Turn the bubbles on. And press bubbles again. Okay, that'll shut it off. Press the bubbles on. Press the bubbles again. Did they get any more intense? Not that I could tell. Press it again, they go off. Then you got your timer. Then you got your heater, so the timer for the bubbles, I guess, and for the whole unit to shut itself off. You got low, medium, high heat, so I guess when the water cools off, it doesn't cool off. You can keep it at whatever temperature you set it at, whatever temperature you find comfortable. So, but don't forget to put that half a cup to a cup of Epsom salt in there. Remember that Epsom salt, here's a bag I got for you. Epsom salt, this stuff is great for your Tootsies. And other things. You could use it as a laxative, or that's all they put into a lot of these laxatives anyway, or as a soaking solution for minor sprains, bruises. It really helps out the skin too. It's a really good thing, Epsom salts. So what we'll do is, now I just got a little slit cut into the bag here, and I can just pour in a little bit as desired, but if you want to make sure you're getting the right amount, not too much. I'm going to fill this cup up. Maybe you could fill it up, or you could just go about halfway. I'm just going to go a little bit more than halfway on here. Mix that in, you know. Now it's going to just sit in there. You can see the salt just sitting there. So I'm actually going to turn on the bubbles. Let the bubbles mix that Epsom salt in real good, right? There you go. And you could swirl it around with your feet or your hands. You see the water will get a little cloudy, and depending on your treatment, you know, this is the first time I've done my Tootsies in ages with a soak anyway, other than those chemical baths. So I'm gonna put. Whoop, sure you don't make a mess. I'm gonna take another one of these, break it all up, any big chunks, and what the hell? We're gonna put extra salt in there. So we got a full cup. Put a full cup of Epsom salt in there. Now it's time we're gonna lay our Tootsies in there, set it down, rest for maybe a half an hour or so, and have this thing work, do its magic on your feet. So that's it. It's just like any other foot bath, except the price is seems to be pretty good. And some of the other ones, they seem to try to sell it as being advanced features and worth $100 or $150, worth a lot, selling it for a lot more, because instead of having the plastic rollers, they have shiatsu electronic. For me, that's something else just to break. Or it's, you're going to have a motor inside that has to turn that, or if the seal breaks on that, now you're also risking electrocution and all that. But I'm sure they got their safeties in place. But there's it's just another thing to break, and it's just another motor. And if you don't like the way the motor feels, this way you could just slide your feet on it. It's nice and comfy, and you're not spending you're spending a lot less cash. All right, that's my review. Just a little update to this video. I got my Tootsies now in the foot bath, and how much the water came up. It still has maybe about another ½ an inch when my feet are in there before coming over the rim. But you move your feet back and forth. Do the bubbles make a difference? I don't know. I really don't feel the bubbles. It's not like a powerful bubble jet, but you can hear them, and they're moving the water around. Let's see. They're there. It's not a screaming jet, it's just a bubble maker, you know. So it's not like it's a powerful jet that you feel the water pushing on your feet. But surprisingly, those little rollers down there at the bottom, you know, they actually feel pretty good for massaging your feet, especially by my toes. You know, let's see the pumice, how the pumice stone works. That's a little awkward. I guess you can rub the inside of your heels on it. You know, you gotta pull a foot out maybe to get the other side of your heel. Yeah, maybe to rub your toes on it. You got some thick skin on your toes. Just be careful, don't put the weight on the edge there of that thing. You don't want to collapse this and have water getting all over the place. So there you go. I guess as your skin gets softer from soaking, you could rub your feet. You know, your big toe usually gets a lot of weight on it, so it gets some thicker skin, as well as your heels. And I guess you could rub them on that pumice stone as it softens up, you know, and then that skin should peel away. But it's probably more efficient if you just have a separate pumice stone or foot scraper that you could use. That's not exactly most convenient in the location there. I guess the idea was good, but in practice, I don't know. It's there. So that's just a little update to this video. I'll try to add it into my entire video there. So once that yellow light is on, by the way, that means the heater's on. If it's just a red light that's on, there's no heater on. Okay, you can take a look here. Let's I already shut the heat off altogether. Let's shut the whole unit off. Okay, and then we turn the unit on. Light turns blue. Heater's not on there, it's not keeping the water warm. But second, doesn't matter which one of these that we hit for the temperature of the water heater. Let's go with 2. It turns yellow. That's a yellow light that's on there. I know it looks white here, but that's a yellow light. And it's keeping the water pretty nice and warm, actually. Feels like it's warming up from even more from what I put into it. I'm not sure if I put it on the 3rd setting or the 2nd setting, but also you may want to make sure you don't drop this in the water. I don't know how waterproof this thing is. And we're not going to put it to the test right now either. All right. That's my review. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye.